It's nice that you're focusing on Mary Lou Williams and a person who doesn't show up in the history books as often as she should. Is that something that drove you to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. When I first came to Mary Lou, basically it was through her music, and I was at my in-laws' house. My husband is also a Hamilton alum. But anyway, I was in their house, and my father-in-law was playing Mary Lou Williams on the stereo, and I just was bowled over by her music. And I asked him, who is this playing? And he said, Mary Lou Williams. She's one of the greats. And I was like, I never heard of her, and I knew jazz, I knew the names, but I had never heard of her. Well, that's her philosophy. Her philosophy is about jazz is that it came from the blues, it came from the suffering of black people.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, without the blues, there's no jazz.
Yeah. Let's talk about Mary Lou a little more.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I noticed about her words and the words you used in the film is that she didn't blame the downsides of her career on the social issues very much. She didn't complain if I had been a white woman or if I had been a man, or I didn't hear that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she never, she never felt, from what I've read, that being a woman held her back. Whether I agree with that
Mm-hmm.
is one thing, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she always said that she always compared herself. She always thought of herself as being just as fine a musician as one of the guys. She knew her art, and so she never allowed that to stand in her way. So yeah, so she was not one to say, "Oh, only I had been a man, I would have done this. I could have been better, or I could have gone beyond this boundary." She didn't really see herself that way. She just kept forging forward. Now, that doesn't mean that that's the case. I mean, I kind of do feel that had she been a man, it would have been a different situation for her on some levels. But she didn't see it that way, I don't think. Yeah.
She very well could have, if she was a he, gone out and had her own band. I mean, that would have been a standard thing in the industry. Like someone becomes sort of a star within a band, and then the next logical step to have my own big band or whatever.
And I also feel that it's just in reading the critics, and how her music was looked at. She was always kitten on the keys and girl piano player.
Or as I think it was her husband said, she played just like a man.
Right, right. And she herself said that too.
Really?